Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. My peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We're going to the top, to the top, to the top, baby. We're going to bring others with us. So please become a part of the Notification Squad. Peep Squad, hit that notification bell, baby. Know each and every time I drop a video and tell me what's on your mind. What's going on, Peep Squad? What's going on, my peeps, my peoples? I'm telling you, we was outside cooking on the grill. We started cooking early on the grill. It just came out there. You know what I mean? Happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody. I hope you're enjoying yourself, your family. You doing your thing. You're having good quarantine time. You know, we was outside with the gazebo, the mask, the barbecue grill. You know, people are out here shooting fireworks. I don't shoot fireworks because I believe it pollutes, you know, the environment. But what's going on, Peep Squad? What's going on with all my peeps, my peoples? Peep Squad is in the building, baby. So let's get into this. Let's talk about the reunion part 3. OMG, it went down. It seemed like Andy was feeling a certain type of way. And I guess he felt like he wanted to stick up for Nene too as well a little bit, because he was questioning Miss Kenya more and telling her that, hey, listen, you be provoking people and shit like that. I was like, oh no. And then he didn't want to talk to Nene Leakes on the phone, point blank, period. I was like, then Porsha comes through with the color purple line, talking about you had your color purple spill. So let me get to say what I need to say. I was like, Lord have mercy. What's going on with this situation? Hey, Miss T, what's going on? Hey, Happy Days. Hey, Sam B. Hey, Hot Cheeto Juice. Happy Days is in the building. Auntie Entertainment. Hey, what's up? Clayton. Hey, what's up? PE. Pamela. PE. Bella. Barbara, what's going on? Kendra, what's going on? What's going on? Nicholas, what's going on? Sharon Young, what's going on? My peeps, my peoples. Yes, Robin Walkers, what's good? What's good with y'all? Yeah, we were outside cooking, so I had to run inside the house. Pay, what's up? What's going on? And watch this show. I was like, damn, I wish it was lit. It wasn't lit. My family was like, why are you watching this show right here and right now? We are out here having a good time. I was like, I gotta do what I gotta do. What's up, Wanda Jackson? Kenya poked the bear. She played her part. And so, you know, Porsha brought that up too as well. So, you know, it is what it is. It was just like, I don't know how you guys feel about Yovana. I was like, damn, baby girl, you still didn't bring no receipts. Now, like, say if you don't have receipts, that's one thing. If you don't have receipts, right? You can have an emotional plea to people and a plea to people emotionally and work on their heartstrings, and that'll be fine, point blank, period. That'll be good. Hey, lady, that it wouldn't be no problem with that. But baby, you done lied and told too many effing stories, and that is the problem. You told too many effing stories. It's hard to believe what you saying. And then on top of that, you let Andy call you bitch. Like, how where we do that at, Yovana from Clark? That bitch? You gonna let Andy call you a bitch? You know Andy loved to call her bitch. He was happy to say bitch. You know he was happy to do all that. Like, come on. Like, Yovana, why you let that man call you a B word? Why you do that, girlfriend? That was way too much. You should tell him, no, you address me by my name. Dress me as God, baby. Dress me as the queen. Address me as somebody else other than the B word. I don't know who you think you are, thinking it's okay for you to sit here on national TV and call me a B word. I don't want to be on your show that bad, but we already know Yovana wants to be on that show that bad because she is what? Thirsty. So, like I was saying, hey, Libra, what's going on? What's up? What's popping with your happy Memorial Day? But the problem is, if you don't have receipts, because we're in a time where we want receipts, you know what I'm saying? And she doesn't have any receipts, and that's the issue. So if you're going to give us an emotional plea and try to tell us, this is what happened, that's what happened. Oh, Andy is the biggest queen, Valentina. What's going on? Hey, Felicia. I was like, what? So, So we got Yovana talking this bullshit. I was like, you could have stayed your ass at home. But you know why she wasn't going to stay at home? Because she is promoting, videos. She's doing video shoots. She's a model. She's doing all this other stuff. We cannot relate to your emotional plea. You know why? Because you told too many stories. If you said the same story from the beginning, then okay, we can mess with that. But then, you got too many different stories. Told too many different stories. You even told the girls too many stories. You told Candy and you told Cynthia that, you said that you had a recording because of what? Because you was pissed off with Cynthia at the Bailey Q. Now, Nene done put you up to it, and therefore you're trying to be loyal to her. And then you turn around and said, I was in a good place with the ladies, so therefore, I said what I said, I did what I did. And Candy was like, that's even worse because, you kind of had our trust. You kind of had our trust out here in these streets, and then therefore you're going to betray our trust and then record us after you get to know us. And then Yovana had the nerve to say, oh, it's because I didn't have another dinner with you, Candy. I only met up with you one time. I was like, girl, you need to go somewhere ahead and sit down. And it's possible, anything's possible. It's possible she could have been telling the truth. It's possible that Nene could have put her up to the bullshit. But the problem is, I can't believe you. I can't believe anything that you say, because everything that you said has been a lie, baby. So Bravo wasted their time bringing you there, but it is what it is. And it seems like Candy was kind of peer pressure and voting that Yovana is actually telling the truth. We already knew, Eva Marcel was going to say she's telling the truth, because Eva Marcel's husband is representing Yovana, because Nene Leakes done sent Yovana a cease and desist letter. Bitch, stop talking about me. Keep my name up out your mouth. So it is what it is. So Yovana, you fail. If you don't got proof and receipts, you need proof and receipts. Sometimes you can't get proof. Sometimes you can't get receipts. Sometimes you just can't. Sometimes shit happens where you can't get proof. But if we're going to count on your morals, your moral value, you as a person, your reputation, and you trying to get empathy, we don't see that for you. So therefore, it is what it is. They were all the written receipts. Phaedra is doing marriage boot camp. Yeah, she is. We talked about it. So I was just like, okay, Yovana, do your thing. She done got her some money. She done got her some cream. Cash rooms, everything around me. Cream at the money, baby. So Yovana's taking this, promotion from the Real Housewives of Atlanta that has been going on for a minute, and she's using it to basically promote herself, her music video, her comedy, her acting. So she gonna do what she gotta do. You gotta understand, people gonna do whatever they gotta do to get where they need to go, and that's what she's doing. She's doing whatever she needs to do to get to where she goes. And people did, Kenya made a good point that, I believe Nene did it because she wanted to prove that Cynthia Bailey, really is a bad person, and blasting the third. So, on that note, you can say, oh yes, Nene Leakes really wanted to do this. She really wanted to, prove Cynthia being a bad person. Cynthia, reputation, ruin her reputation. But you can say that too as well. You can believe that. So basically it's up to you to believe whatever you want to believe. In my opinion, in my case, I do not believe Yovana. She ain't got no proof. She ain't got no proof. She ain't got nothing. So show us the text messages. Then she said, oh, you better be careful, Porsha, because I got receipts on you too as well. It's just like, you just seem like a bad person. You don't seem like a good person. Your voice, your tone, the way you look, just look like, you can't leave your pocketbook around her. You know what I mean? You don't leave your man, you don't leave your kids, and you don't leave your pocketbook around her, because Yovana's the type of person to take your shit. Don't leave your medication either. Like, she has this untrustworthy vibe about her, and then she made it that way herself. And if she is telling the truth, it's hard to believe somebody that told so many different stories and went around on so many different platforms. And yes, Yovana's excuse is because, Nene, I didn't know Nene didn't throw me under the bus, so therefore I was still trying to protect her. And blase a third, you were trying to protect her before you protect your reputation, before you protect your business, before you protect your husband's business. It's just like, as soon as you got kicked out in Toronto and they sent you walking, baby girl, you should have been speaking. When you went out there, you was on Sister Circle, you was interviewing with blogs and shit like that. You should have spoke the truth then, baby. And there is no recording. You never recorded. So therefore, it's either you believe Yovana or you believe Nene Leakes. Yes, Nene Leakes did show some text messages. Blase and the third. What I don't know what's up with the transcript. You know, Nene Leakes said that Yovana, her husband, and an executive from Bravo, they met up. Nobody's speaking up about that. So it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Hey, what's up, Crazy LB? How you doing? So it is what it is. It's up to, hey, what's up, Savage? It's up to you to believe whoever you want to believe. But I can't believe somebody that just doesn't have the reputation. If you don't have the receipts, at least have the reputation. You at least have the empathy, and at least come on charismatic. Like, she just came on like she was rotten inside. I'm just sorry, she just seems rotten in my opinion. So it is what it is. But in any event, what she did do was throw tomatoes and, you know, basically, in so many words, affect Nene Leakes' brand, which could be used against her during contract time, or it can affect, you know, Nene's business, as she already said that her business is affected, and she feels like she is being blackballed by the network. And we had Kenya Moore speak on that and say that Nene Leakes hired Lisa Bloom to sue Bravo and True Entertainment too as well. So therefore, this is another black eye towards Nene in trying to get things correct for herself. So basically, it's up to if you want to believe what she has to say. So it is what it is. And then Nene walking away, it's another situation, because she should have been there. She's the comeback kid. She's Floyd Mayweather. She should have stood her ground. She should have stood there and basically handled the situation and cussed each and every one of everybody out. And just basically, this is why I'm the HBIC. This is why I'm the head of the shit. This is why I talk the shit that I talk. This is why I do the shit that I do, because I'm Nene Leakes. And therefore, we did not see that. She did bring the heat and the fire on part 1. And then a little bit on part 2, and then she was gone. So therefore, people are associating her being guilty because she did not sit there with Yovana. And we have, you know, Cynthia Bailey basically calling out Nene Leakes, saying that she has no other choice but to believe Yovana, because Yovana stood here in the shit and Nene walked away. So it is what it is, baby. So, you know, we get to the situation where we talk about Kenya Moore and Cynthia Bailey's relationship. I don't know how you guys feel about their relationship. It seems like they are friends, but in my opinion, I think Cynthia Bailey and Eva Marcel are more even match. And it seems like their friendship is like, they don't test, their friendship don't be tested by negativity or saying negativity things. At first, when Eva first came on the show, she had something to say about Cynthia being an ancient mama or model or whatever. But ever since then, it seems like the relationship between Eva Marcel and Cynthia Bailey are like evenly matched. And they seem like they're evenly yoked with each other, because, you know, Eva Marcel doesn't take them daggers and take them shots at Cynthia Bailey, as, you know, Nene Leakes has, and as Kenya Moore has too as well. And, you know, it just seems like Cynthia Bailey is like a punching bag, and basically you could do whatever you want to her, and all you gotta do is say sorry, and she's good with the shit. But, you know, Eva Marcel does not do that to her, as far as, in my opinion. But her and Kenya do have a friendship. But it seemed like the interview that Kenya Moore did with, you know, Kandi Burruss, she said that Kandi Burruss has been around her and Mark Moore, and they've been on double dates more, and it just seems like Kenya Moore is more loyal to Kandi than anything. We never see Kenya Moore take jabs or jokes or kiki at, you know, Kandi, but she does at Cynthia Bailey. So moving on from that situation, so we have that. I was just like, what is really going on with this situation? So Cynthia Bailey, basically they're talking about the situation of her and Kenya Moore, and basically questioning her wine and having the cheap bottles on the top. Yes, she hooked her up and gave her some information, and, you know, Cynthia Bailey didn't know, but it was on cameras for millions of people to see. And then we have, you know, we have Kandi Burruss basically getting at Kenya Moore for almost ruining, you know, Cynthia Bailey's engagement party. And basically Kenya Moore was like, oh, I just felt like it was okay to say something. I felt like it was okay. I felt like it was good. I felt like, you know what I mean? Cynthia Bailey has been talking about, you know, getting engaged to Mike Hill and all this other good stuff, Blase and the third. So I didn't think that it was a big situation. So I was just like, girl, it is. But we also got to get to to this situation. Eva was talking shit. Eva was like, bye, Nene Leakes, see you later. I guess when they do the heat get hot in the kitchen, you gotta move to another room. You gotta get your ass out the kitchen. You gotta move. You gotta bounce. I was like, Lord have mercy. She was cracking jokes. She was making fun of Nene leaving. She wasn't sad. She wasn't sorry. And she was like, I was like, Lord. Then we got Kenya Moore. She was making fun. She was like, yo, I guess when you set fires, you gotta move to another room. I guess when you set fires, it does get hot in the kitchen. You gotta leave. And they're like, bye, girl. See you later. And it was just like, oh, it was like, no, like, we miss you, Nene. And of course, that would not happen. That would not happen at all. So basically, they're going over the situation where Kenya Moore almost ruined Cynthia Bailey's engagement by giving her the heads up that, you know, her fiance now was going to propose. Then they also saw the situation where Kenya was kind of, you know, antagonizing, you know, Cynthia Bailey, questioning on her wine. What does she know? With palace and food too as well, in front of her enemies, and then on top of national TV. Cynthia Bailey said that she forgives, you know, Kenya Moore because she does apologize, but also she felt a little type of way about the situation when it came to the engagement. She felt like Kenya Moore was kind of trying to mess up the situation, whether if Kenya Moore felt like she was excited and she was thrilled and everything else like that to know that, you know, Mike Hill was proposing to her and everything else like that. That's cool or whatever, but you was also warned by Candy and you should have stepped back basically, and she felt a certain type of way and she's not too happy about that. Now that stuck to her more than anything else. The wine shit, you know, calling Cynthia thirsty, you know, wanting to marry Mike Hill, and then also Kenya Moore, you know, when Cynthia Bailey tried to talk about her relationship about, you know, Mike Hill to Kenya Moore, you know, cut her off and like, oh, just because, oh, he's a good man because it is, because he said this, but he cheats, he lies, and all this other stuff like that. So I was just like, oh, Lord have mercy, Cynthia. Cynthia's a ragamuffin if you ask me. Cynthia be glutton for punishment, boy. Lord have mercy. She be glutton for punishment, but anyway, she's cool with the situation, and that's how she felt bad. But then she was also asked, you forgive Kenya more quickly than you forgive, you know, Nene Leakes, and she said the reason why I do that is because Kenya Moore would immediately come up to me and apologize to me and say sorry to me, so therefore that's why I do forgive her. So it is what it is with that situation. And so, you know, they have it out, they have their conversation. And it is what it is. They are friends or whatever. And there's some, and you know, Kenya Moore basically saying, I will apologize and all this other good stuff. And then now, you know, Kenya Moore is being asked about, you know, Nene Leakes, and, you know, Nene actually advocates for you. Andy's bringing up Nene Leakes, and, you know, even though you guys are having, you know, this back and forth and everything else like that, it's not all that bad like that. You know what I mean? Because she kind of advocates for you or whatever. But at the end of the day, Kenya Moore and Cynthia Bailey are cool, but the thing about it is Kenya Moore did feel a certain type of way about the cookie lady. And, you know, the cookie lady situation where Cynthia Bailey did not tell Kenya Moore that she went back and told Tanya what was up and gave her the heads up. So that was a problem, and that was a situation. And I don't know why, you know, Cynthia Bailey didn't tell Kenya Moore that she ended up talking to Tanya Sams. Why did she not tell her? It's like, did she want for there to be like, maybe she was afraid to tell her, or maybe she want, you know, something to pop off between Kenya Moore and Tanya Sams. Like, she should have realized that ain't shit gonna pop off with Tanya Sams, because she ain't about that life, and she don't have that get back. She tried this season. She tried to talk her shit. She tried to do her thing, but she just felt effortless. But she was entertaining when she did try to do what she had to do to stick up for herself, which is very hard for her to do when it comes to being on this show. And so basically they're saying that Cynthia Bailey, you know, they're calling out Kenya Moore for throwing Cynthia Bailey under the bus, and basically, you know, Kenya Moore trying to defend herself and say, well, Cynthia Bailey didn't even tell me that she went back and forth and she told Tanya what was going on, because we could have had a conversation and it wouldn't have got that deep. And then also, you know, Kenya Moore is basically saying that, you know, Cynthia Bailey invited the cookie lady, you know, to Brooklyn's party or whatever. And so, and that's what, you know, Candy was like, that's kind of like an ambush and shit like that. So, so Cynthia Bailey was going to set up, Tanya to see the cookie lady over there at Brooklyn's party. So it makes sense why Eva Marcel didn't want to bring her kids there, because there was going to be some type of drama. And it was supposed to be drama, but it was no drama. We didn't see the drama pop off. It was drama between Eva not bringing her kids, but there was supposed to be drama between, Tanya and the cookie lady, but that drama didn't pop off. And so, Candy's like, yo, that's even worse, Cynthia, because that's like an ambush and shit like that. That's even worse. And we also know that Cynthia Bailey sat down with Candy Burris and basically said she kept the cookie lady in her back pocket because she was going to use the cookie lady if she had to, and that was her MO. So it's also showing that Cynthia Bailey is not that innocent, and Nene never really needed the what's her name, Yovana, to prove anything wrong or try to prove her wrong, because right here, Cynthia Bailey giving Tanya Sams the heads up and not telling Kenya Moore, and that's setting her up. And then Cynthia Bailey saying on Candy Burris' platform that I wanted to keep the cookie lady in my back pocket just in case I needed her, even though me and Tanya was in a good place. And then on top of that, we got Cynthia Bailey was willing to set up Tanya at Kenya Moore's party. So, but anyway, Tanya Sams did get, ambushed a little bit, but at least she had a friend. She had Eva sitting there with her. So they both had the cookie lady. The cookie lady was both there for both of them, so it is what it is. So, I was just like, And so basically Kenya was just saying that it was just like a roast and a kiki, when it came to Cynthia Bailey, when it was talking about the wine, she wasn't coming for her business or anything else like that. Cynthia said the joke just went on too long and she wasn't feeling that joke going on too long like that. So it is what it is with that situation. So I was like, And Candy was like, yo, that was an ambush. And so then Cynthia was asked the question, how come every season it seems like Kenya Moore upsets you or she comes for you? And how come you never, really confront her? Because it seems like that you scared of, Kenya's more reaction. So basically, one of the viewers are saying that they feel like Cynthia Bailey is scared to confront, Kenya Moore when Kenya Moore does something, because it seems like every season it's not one thing. If it's not two things, it's three things. And it's just like, Cynthia Bailey just puts up with it and she just takes it and she doesn't really give a clap back at all like that. And so Cynthia Bailey was like, she says she's sorry. She says she's sorry, baby. So I take her apology. And basically Kenya Moore saying that, I apologize to her, but Cynthia does check me. Cynthia does correct me. Yo guys just don't see it, and she doesn't do it in an embarrassing way. The way that I embarrass, Cynthia Bailey doesn't embarrass me like that. You know what I mean? She's a real friend. So basically, Cynthia Bailey is a real friend when it comes to Kenya Moore and the tactics that Kenya Moore used, to basically make fun or throw jabs or have a kiki and a joke, which is kind of embarrassing, especially when it comes to business. And we know Kenya Moore does not want anybody talking about her business or her hair brand, because she will bring somebody to straighten you up, aka the cookie lady. So we have that situation. So it is what it is. And so then they asked the question like, yo, Cynthia, why do you keep, why do you have, you have Cynthia, you have Nene Leakes as your friend, you have Kenya Moore as your friend. They seem like they always coming at you, and they're not too nice to you. Like, why do you put up with that? Why do you have friendships with toxic people? Lord have mercy. And Cynthia was like, yo, listen, I don't choose to have friendship with toxic people. She was just like, there's something sweet about Kenya Moore, and there's something sweet about, Nene Leakes. I was like, Lord have mercy. And so, you got Porsha. Porsha got her situation. Porsha was feeling that Hennessy. You already know. And Porsha basically was like, you guys were arguing and stuff like that. And then, she said basically like, Porsha feels like Kenya Moore really ain't her friend, but it seems like Porsha has put herself in a pickle where now she's fighting her battle and Nene battle at the same time, and she's up there on that stage by herself too as well. And so, you have that situation. I was like, Marlo said Kenya said herself, if you poke the bear, you're gonna get what you get. And Andy basically was like, Andy said, Kenya, you be provoking people and stuff like that. Kenya was like, what? She was like, I do what people have do to me too as well. I don't just go out and just get at people like that. So basically, she's saying she just don't go out there and get at people like that or whatever the case may be. But she said they poked me first and I poked back. And so Marlo basically is throwing up, oh, you said if you poke the bear, I'm going to get at you. And then Marlo jumps in. And then Marlo was like, what about Kim Fields? What about Porsha? What about Eva? She said, I done said sorry to the mother suckers already. How many times I got to say sorry for Kim Fields? How many times I got to say sorry for Kim Fields? So basically, Marlo was trying to get in there where she finished. She tried to throw a little bit jabs here and there or whatever. And then we get to the situation where Porsha basically talking about, Kenya Moore, basically poking the bear when it came to the situation with Shamia and Nene Leakes, and basically that she tried to provoke Nene and all this other stuff, that when she went over there to try to talk to Shamia, she was basically trying to provoke Nene. Some people believe that Kenya Moore wanted to see a reaction out of Nene because Nene was acting up in Greece, so maybe we get a reaction. She hit me, she fired, she's done from the show, she'll be doing herself a favor and she'll be doing Bravo a favor if, she is not allowed back because she done hit somebody. So I was like, Lord have mercy. What's going on with this situation? For real. Hey, Ralph. Happy days. I know. Tanya, she is weak. So it is what it is with that situation. So, Portia's basically trying to bring up that situation, saying that, you need to stop, girl. You've been doing way too much. I was like, oh, here we go with this situation. And then we got Tanya basically still not defending herself, but trying to defend herself. And basically Tanya realized that Cynthia Bailey and Kenya Moore was going to try to set her up with the cookie lady at one point in time, even though Cynthia Bailey done gave her the heads up. But Cynthia Bailey said, how did you guys know I wasn't going to tell Tanya that the cookie lady was coming through, that the cookie lady was going to be about the shit, that the cookie lady was coming? So, Cynthia Bailey basically showing her true colors too as well, that she will set your ass up and she works behind the scenes where you can't see that she is working behind the scenes, baby. I was like, Lord have mercy. So it is what it is. And, Candy was like, that shit ain't right. She's calling Cynthia out, basically telling Cynthia what she did ain't right. So it is what it is. And so we have Cynthia basically pleading the fifth, that she ain't scared of Nene, she ain't scared of Kenya Moore, she ain't scared of nobody. Girl, we know you scared. Kenya Moore was like, y'all better leave me alone before I get at you. And I only get at people that get at me. It is what it is. And we have Eva Marcel. She's laughing and cracking jokes still because Nene is gone. I was like, they're doing too much. Marlo is basically, she's still trying to get in where she fit in and talk her shit too as well. But it ain't really that situation. So, and then on top of that, we have Porsha and Kenya. They get into their situation, and basically Porsha is talking her shit. Porsha basically saying, yeah, you provoke people, you were trying to provoke Nene. And because Kenya Moore basically was in like, yo, listen, I was trying to have a conversation with Shamia and work out that situation, and we couldn't get to the bottom line of the situation to find out if she was talking about the text messages, to find out what she was talking about with her and her talking to Shamia, because we know there was a little incident where Shamia said that she felt like Kenya Moore lied when she said that she called her when she was about to give birth or when her water broke, and then Blase the third and Porsha wasn't around, so we didn't get that. So Kenya Moore was basically saying that she wasn't trying to provoke Nene or anything else like that, because why would she? She don't need to. We already know that Nene Leakes is uncivilized and she's classless. You already know how Kenya Moore is. So she was like, I wasn't trying to provoke her. And then Porsha was like, yes, you was, because you guys was in mid-argument while you went over there to where Nene Leakes was. You were trying to provoke her. And then Porsha Williams was like, yo, listen. And then Kenya Moore was like, oh, like, you trying to come up with a storyline for next season. And then Porsha was like, I don't need to come up with a storyline for next season. I don't need to do that. When I wasn't even a housewife, I still have more camera time than you. So if you guys don't know, all the shit is about who is the fan favorite, who gets more camera time, who has the best storyline. That's just what it is. It's all about money. Money rules everything around me. Hey, what's up? What's going on, J-Mac? So we have that situation or whatever. So Porsha was like, girl, won't you be quiet and let me talk? We already heard your, Color Purple monologue and everything else like that. And, Andy's down there laughing. He thinks the shit's funny. I was just like, oh, Lord, have mercy. So basically they arguing about the situation with, Nene Leakes and, Shamia and the shit like that. Porsha was reaching. Porsha was doing whatever she had to do. She was fighting, baby. She was going to get her shine. Eva got the first shine. She's getting her shine. She got her shine there. They got to get paid. What's up, Norris, Tony? What's up, MTV? They got to get paid. They got to get their money. Cash rooms, everything around me. And they got to get their money. They got to ask for their contracts and everything else like that. It is what it is. This is a business. These ladies are making millions and millions and millions of dollars. This shit ain't personal. They all talk to, they all do. Hey, what's up, Pamela? Call up Pinto. Happy Memorial Day to you too. Please notice, I already said your name. So then we went to that situation. So we have that. And so, so they're talking about the Shamia shit. And I would like to get down to the situation and on the season to see what Shamia had to say, because Shamia is the holy grail that can basically say whether Porsha's lying and whether Kenya's lying, and whether Shamia went over there to Porsha and said to Porsha that I didn't say anything like that. Kenya Moore's lying. So we didn't get that situation, and we didn't get down to the nitty gritty of Kenya Moore, talking about, Shamia, like, shit, I was pissed off. I wanted to hear that shit. What was a Color Purple monologue? I missed that. Oh, basically, she's trying, I don't know if she's trying to diss her of when on Color Purple, when either one of the women had their monologues like, mama, oh, you not gonna do this, basically, it's a diss to be compared to any of the women on Color Purple, even though I love the movie Color Purple, but it was I ain't even gonna go into it. So moving on from that situation, so basically, so they going back and forth, and she was like, oh, Porsha, you a pawn. And basically Kenya Moore's calling her a pawn because she's out here windmilling and fighting for Nene Leakes and jumping in, whether if Kenya Moore was trying to get her at her or not, because at one point in time Kenya Moore and Porsha was friends. It was like, it would seem to be that Porsha would play neutral on the situation, but Porsha is, she's fighting. She's fighting for everything. She's fighting, and they're all fighting, just like, but Porsha's fighting more out loudly, and and calling her bitch and stuff like that. And Kenya Moore was like, you gonna call me a bitch again? And so basically, when Kenya Moore said pawn, Porsha Williams was like, oh yeah, pawn, like with that Walter situation. So now we understand why Kenya Moore mentioned Walter yesterday when she was over there with Candy Burris, because people keep saying about Walter being hired and being paid, and she cleared that up with Candy. So basically, Porsha is calling out the situation like, yeah, you told Walter that, you got a contract and all these people, your pawns and all this other stuff, and you've been producing way before the show even started. You was producing while you was pregnant. And so Kenya Moore was like, yo, it seems like that you're bitter. And so Andy's not feeling too good. He's feeling a certain type of way. He's looking at Kenya and basically is looking at her like, you're a troublemaker. And it's like, why are you acting like that, Andy? And Andy's like, yeah, you provoke people, to Kenya Moore. And it's like, why are you jumping in? And why are you calling people bitches and think it's cool? Thank you, Valentina. I really appreciate that. So I don't even know why you calling her a bitch. I don't even think that's cool. And if I see you, I will slap you just for that. And I don't even like Yovana. I don't even like Yovana, and I'll just slap you because she didn't understand the magnitude of this guy calling her a B when he's so full of it, when he's so disrespectful and think he's a housewife, and he puts down the biggest franchise that makes him the most money. And then on top of that, Yovana's so thirsty, she didn't even know that it looks bad that you got this man calling you a bitch. Oh, can I call you that, bitch? Like, come on, I wish you would, mother sucker. But Yovana don't know. Hey, God number one. Hey, Ella Johnson, what's going on? I know, baby girl. I know, Josh. I was like, where you been? You been out here doing your thing, baby. Miller, what's going on? How you doing? So, we got this situation. So, basically, Kenya Moore was like, you seem bitter. And then, Andy, he's jumping in and he's talking his shit. So, it is what it is with that situation. I was just like, So, we get to Nene Leakes and they showed a clip of her saying Yovana ain't the snake, but she got the information. So, basically, everybody at this moment thought that Nene was throwing her under the bus and saying that she was actually Snakegate. And so, Yovana said this moment when she saw this clip, that made her, want to go against Nene. So, if you believe Yovana, if you want to, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it. So you have that situation. So we got Yovana basically talking about, she got recordings, and all this other situation. Like, it's just way too much. And she really don't have, and it's just like, damn, you don't have none. Where's the proof? Oh, we got text messages. You on a national syndicated show on Bravo. How come you bring up the text messages? How come you don't bring up all the communication that she had with Nene? You can put that shit on screen. You can let us see what's going on. And it's like, yo, you just giving us some left hand off the wall shit that really ain't even that serious. So where was I? Let me get back to this part. So that kind of pissed me off because they could have made the situation better. They could have really proved Yovana's case, because basically they leaving it up to the people that watch the show, and basically people going to go with whoever that they follow or whoever that they cool with or whatever. So they don't leave the so they do that type of situation, which is just like, they could have showed us some real shit. They could have showed us some real information, and they didn't. And so, we get to the part about the text messages and everything. And so, Andy's throwing up the text messages. Like, he's throwing up these text messages. How come you didn't throw up Yovana's text messages? Her receipts on Nene Leakes. Her receipts on Porsha. Her receipts. How come y'all didn't do that? Like, what's going on? So, anyways, basically, Andy is talking about the situation between, Nene Leakes and, Kenya Moore. So, we get to that part of the situation. So we have that and everything. Kenya versus Nene versus Kenya. So you have all that. So basically they're showing receipts. They're showing text messages where Nene Leakes reached out to Kenya Moore, but Kenya Moore had her blocked, so she didn't respond or reply to the situation. So, we have that. And then also we have Kenya Moore that reached out to Nene Leakes, but Nene Leakes didn't respond to her. So I guess she didn't respond to her because, Kenya Moore didn't respond to her when she reached out, but she was blocked. So I guess Kenya Moore, wanted to talk to her about Greg. And we already know what Nene Leakes said about that situation. As basically I reached out to her and everything else like that. And she wanted to have a baby. Greg didn't choose cancer. And so I was going through so much. Like, I was, my husband could have died. I could have lost the man I love all my life and everything else like that. So Nene said that, on her channel. So, that's the combat that situation. So then they show the fight that happened in, Toronto. And we know that situation where Yovana was where she was sitting and she was lying. When we tried to get the truth from her, Candy tried to get the truth. Porsha tried to get the truth. Kenya tried to get the truth. But no, she said she had Nene's back, and she even got kicked off and she got escorted out. And this is where Nene thought that Yovana was never going to be coming back to the show, because they said that, since she didn't bring no proof or no receipts or nothing, and she didn't tell the truth or tell anything, she could have just, she didn't. So it is what it is. And we have that situation. This is where Nene basically is done with Kenya Moore and talks about her relationship. And, she just too through. So then Andy was like, so Andy basically, he's coming at, Kenya Moore. And it's like Andy had questions for her, like Kenya Moore is the bad person, or like he was being negative towards Kenya Moore that I didn't appreciate, because I don't like Andy like that anyways. I don't like the way he treat our sisters on this show. He treat them very differently than he treat the other ladies. So I don't like that. But anyways, it is what it is. And so basically they talked about their argument. They talked about the Grease situation. And so Andy is just telling Kenya Moore that, Nene Leakes has reached out to you so much. She tried, and you just, you throw her away basically. So Andy's saying that he's almost insinuating that Kenya Moore does not want to have any type of olive branch when it comes to Nene Leakes. And basically she wants to keep up the beef in so many words. Sometimes people don't come out and say exactly what they mean. You know what I mean? mean, they half step and they half stay and they put it out there for people with a brain to catch it and receive it. So basically that's what he is saying, that, you know, he's making it look like Kenya Moore is being the villain because she's not taking, you know, Nene Leakes apologies or whatever. And it's up to her to take it. And that's the problem. It's like we're still at the same situation with Kenya Moore and Nene Leakes. You ask Cynthia Bailey, she don't know the beef. You ask, you know, Candy, she don't know the beef. You know, Kenya Moore said, well, it started a long time ago. She really didn't want me here. And then, because she can't bring the Buffalo situation up anymore because that was supposed to be removed out of the equation and Greece. And so then we have Andy, basically was like, she's extending olive branches and branches and branches and branches to your ass, and you ain't receiving it. He almost trying to insinuate that she's doing this for a storyline. That's what he's trying to insinuate while he's questioning her. And, you know, that could be true, because, you know, why, if you don't like somebody, why even make up with them? And so boom, you got your Mark storyline, you got your Nene, like anytime Nene come at me, I'ma pay her dust. Boom, that's all you got. And then you film with Cynthia, then you film with Kenya, boom, boom, boom. That way you ain't hurting no new people, you still hurting the same person you meant to hurt that hurt you. So that's what he is trying to insinuate. And it could be it could be true, straight up. Like, you don't have to be her friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I ain't her friend, you know. But then it also makes it seems like Cynthia Bailey and Candy Burris both said that they feel like Nene Leakes was very genuine. Even Cynthia Bailey said coming into the season that Nene spoke to her and talked to her that she wanted to amend fences with Kenya Moore. And do I believe that? I believe that Nene Leakes wanted to amend fences. You know, she just wanted to have no beef with Kenya Moore because she already had enough beef. You know what I mean? She done already cussed everybody out, you know, last season on the reunion. She done already unfollowed these mother suckers. She done already started that shit. And then now we haven't seen her in the beginning. So the last thing that she needed at this season was to be beefing with Kenya Moore. And if she had a boring storyline, I think Nene Leakes would have been okay with the boring storyline. But she just didn't want to have the beef with Kenya Moore because it's just, she couldn't do it. You know, she had too much going on, especially with Greg just getting better. I don't think she wanted to beef with, you know, Kenya Moore. She was probably going to still talk shit about Kenya Moore. She probably was, you know, of course she was, but she just didn't want to have any beef with her like that. So the situation that could be is that, she could have waited to attack until she was stronger. And that's how Kenya Moore felt. Kenya Moore felt like, you know, Nene probably wasn't at her top A game or whatever the case may be. And she didn't want to take that chance of being cool with Nene and then Nene attack her. And then on top of that, I don't blame her for that. So I'm not going to give you a chance to attack me. You know what? We just going to start off the rip beefing. That's what we going to do. We going to start off the rip beefing. And if you guys got a question about, you know, when they said Kenya Moore got fired from the show and shit like that, right? And everyone says Kenya Moore got fired because she didn't want, you know, Mark Daly to be seen or Blase III. And right now, her and Porsha is beefing. If you guys notice, in the reunion, Porsha said, when you left the show, I never left the show. I've been here since. She said when she left the show. So she's actually, you know, basically validating Kenya Moore by saying she left the show because everybody else is saying that Kenya Moore got fired from the show. So you guys tell me what you think about that, because Porsha Williams did say that, you know, Kenya Moore left the show. You left the show. I never left the show. You know, Blase in the third, when they was going back and forth and she was talking about your color purple monologue and shit like that. So it is what it is. So what do you guys think about that? So anyways, Andy is trying to call her out simply. And so with this part in Greece, yes, I wish Kenya Moore would have been like, okay, Nene, I hear what you're saying. But Kenya Moore basically felt like Nene was going to throw jabs at her. And at that moment, I did feel like Nene Leakes was sincere. And I just wish Nene Leakes would have actually took her ass to bed. But Nene felt like she was disrespected. She felt like, yo, I called Kenya Moore. She didn't answer the phone. I tried to reach out to her. And then now she gonna diss me again in Greece. Nene got that alcohol because Marlo had that big ass bottle of Absolute. I don't know what type of liquor Marlo had, but Marlo had her own shit, baby. And if she could have just waited and just went downstairs, maybe something could have happened. And it could have been where Kenya Moore was testing her to see, okay, I'm going to ignore and see what she going to do. And so this is where they're coming in saying that Kenya Moore provokes people because she provoked this situation. How she provoked this situation? She just could have just meant, like, you know what, I'm going to pay her dust and see how she acts. If she really sincere, she ain't going to try to cuss me out. Is she sincere? And then Nene Leakes did what? Nene Leakes ripped worldly into Kenya Moore and her relationship with Mark Daly. Because at this time and this point, you know, it's been on the blogs that Kenya Moore and Mark Daly ain't together no more, baby. Or they're getting a divorce. And, you know, it's like a 50-50 type of shit with this right here. Because what if Kenya Moore would have gave her that time? Would we have had, you know, we probably wouldn't have had the rest of the shit that we had. Great. Oh, it was Grey Goose. Thank you, Crazy LV. I didn't even know people still drink Grey Goose. I know it's a big bottle. Grey Goose. Ooh. But I think Grey Goose is expensive. Thank you, Miller. I appreciate that so much. But I'm not even gonna lie, in this moment, watching this show, I really wanted Kenya Moore to just give Nene Leakes that minute. And if she would have gave her that minute, y'all, we wouldn't have had throwing the popcorn, the peanuts, and all that other shit. I was like, and then I was so disappointed in Nene doing it. I was like, Nene, you know, Kenya Moore has been saying about, you know, the baby comment saying Buffalo, and she's been holding on to that, you know what I mean? So we got rid of that, and they got rid of that over there, and it was at the campfire. But if Nene didn't go all the way out like she did, you know, the blame wouldn't be so much on her, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like she put it all out there. She acts off of her emotion. She acts off of, you know, her anger. And then Marlo said, oh, they're just alike because, you know, somebody, you know, commented, you know, to the question to the ladies, like, Kenya Moore and Nene Leakes are the same because they both are broken because, you know, they don't have their mothers and shit like that. But anyways, I forgot to mention that. So, and then Candy Burris is like, oh my God, if that was me out there in Greece, and she tried to, you know, allege spit or yank spit or throw peanuts, she would have been dragged. Anybody else would have dragged her. So I was like, okay, Candy, yeah. Thank you so much. We appreciate you chiming in and telling us that. Thank you, Candy. Appreciate it. And so we have the situation with Nene. You know, she's yelling, she's screaming. It's just, and I think Nene was intoxicated too. And I think Nene really did feel bad about this situation because before Greece trip even came, Nene was on her channel and was like, yo, I ain't gonna drink around the ladies no more. Because I think she really had too much to drink, and that ain't no excuse. But she made the situation worse. The way that she behaved here, you know, the ladies felt like she could forgive her, but to be honest, I wouldn't forgive her. Nah. And that's the thing. So much stuff was so forgivable, or they could have worked on it, but Kenya Moore didn't want to work with Nene on anything. She came in the season, like she said, not messing with the people that she don't mess with. Nene was one of them. She said it on, you know, on Candy's channel. But if Nene could have just did things a little bit differently, she would have been very victorious. And that situation with Yovana, she could have played that situation off and got that situation, you know, killed and everything else like that. But, you know, to be the queen, and this was entertaining. Yes, this part was entertaining to some people to watch. I just felt like it was just a big mistake doing all this, because then after this situation happened, all the blogs, I'm talking about all the Caucasian blogs, all the black blogs, especially the big media blogs where these ladies love to go and sit down and drink tea with these people, were like, oh, Nene's a villain, she's an animal, you know, bodyguards. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, they were wilding after this episode. So And so Nene is actually, and so Kenya Moore's pointing out, how come the ladies didn't call Nene out? Because Nene was, she was going crazy. And so, none of the ladies really called, Candy was like, this is too far. And, Cynthia Bailey and what's her name? Marlo was holding, Nene Leakes back. But Kenya Moore did have a point that none of the ladies really called out, Nene Leakes for this behavior, really like this was wrong to do that or whatever. And none of them said that. Did the ladies that saw this happen, did Cynthia Bailey, because Cynthia Bailey just got an apology from Kenya Moore, did Cynthia Bailey, did Marlo, did Tanya Sams, did Porsha, did all of them wanted to see this interaction? Because it seemed like Tanya Sams and Porsha was enjoying the show. And Marla was enjoying the show, and Cynthia was like, "Oh, look at this! Look at Nene fighting over me." and so no one called that situation out. Period. Facts on that. Crazy LB facts. And so then we got this situation. So we got over the Buffalo comment. Candy is the only one to keep it real. Hey, Sky, what's going on? Nunu Sky, what's good with you? So we have Nene talking about the eggs conversation. She got an egg from a chicken. She got an egg from here. She went to the chicken coop. I heard that she didn't even have her own baby. Blase ain't a third. And this is when she's talking to Wendy Williams. Candy ain't never told the truth. So we got this situation. You made me laugh. I done lost where the hell I was. So we got that situation. So we got Nene over here dragging. She's doing the most, and she's talking all this, craziness about her baby. So at this point, I think Nene felt that Kenya Moore was going to, come at her regardless, and it was going to be beef. So Nene Leakes was like, gloves off. Let's go at it. Because I think the apologies and reaching out, and she seen that Kenya Moore was not buying it, wasn't picking it up. She felt like Kenya Moore, basically is coming for her. And yes, she was. Kenya Moore said on Candy Burris' platform that I'm going to love the people I love, and the people I don't mess with, I don't mess with. You're going to get it how you get it. And it is what it is. P.E. Nene can no longer hold or come back. So she did this, laughing and joking, with Wendy Williams, and now her and Wendy Williams ain't even friends. So, you got that situation. And then they talk about this situation where they felt like, Kenya Moore was basically trying to provoke Nene to hit her. And this is when we didn't get any answers about the Shamia situation or anything about Shamia. And none of that ever got cleared up. Like, they could have cleared up some shit. So do you guys think when, Nene Leakes and Kenya Moore was in mid-argument and she walked over there to Shamia, do you think that she was trying to provoke her? And my head, when I saw this, I was like, Kenya, why are you going over there near her? You seen what just happened in Greece. Please don't go near her. And because I know Kenya Moore ain't gonna swing. She ain't gonna throw no hits like that. I believe Kenya Moore can fight. She's from Detroit. But there's a certain class that she has while she's been filmed that she's not gonna do. She will read you down or talk shit about you. But to be violent or whatever, she will protect her brand before she actually hits you. So do you think she wanted Nene to hit her? Do you think she wanted to provoke her to hit her? This is at Candy's, baby shower. And so basically, Kenya Moore is like, everybody can agree. And Marla was like, I can't agree with you. Porsha Williams was like, I can't agree with you. You was trying to provoke. You was trying to get something, started. And then we have Porsha Williams and Kenya Moore. They went the way that they went. And so it is what it is. Nene Leakes, she did not return. She did not come back in the building. I was just like, Lord have mercy. It's going to be what it's going to be. Cynthia Bailey seems like her feelings is hurt a little bit because she's feeling I think she's feeling a certain type of way about Kenya Moore. And I think she's feeling a certain type of way about, Candy. But as of today's day, all three of these ladies are in a good spot. They're in a good place. They're still cool. Cynthia Bailey just interviewed with Candy, and we already know the infamous interview with Candy and Kenya, so they're good. And then we get to the snake gate and the situation, and Yovana, that bitch, wanted to be called a bitch on TV by Andy Barris, and then we find out that, you know, Michael Sterling is you know, representing Yovana, because Yovana was sent a cease and desist letter by Nene Leakes, and basically to not talk about her, or if she has any recordings or anything that could be, you know, used to defame her character, it needs to be removed and tore up, deleted, you know, trashed, everything. And she said, I don't have a recording of Nene Leakes. You don't have shit. You don't have nothing. So, you know, it's like, damn, yo, if she would have came through, was like, yo, you know who was with me? Cynthia heard. You know, if she would have brought her sister, she would have said, my sister Nene was there listening too. We was on three-way, and Nene would have came out there and was like, yes, I did hear it. Then, you know what? I would probably be like, oh, I don't blame Nene. I don't blame. It's all about the money. The more you do, the more you get paid. The more, yeah, they're gonna be open in 1 second. So we got to talk about this, you know, this lady. So basically, she told a story here that there's no recording, there's no this, no that, and then Nene Leakes said, anything Candy, look at my face. I never lied to you. Anything I said wasn't a lie to you, or whatever. So we got Yovana and her situation. So it is what it is. She told a story here. She told a story over here to Porsha. I mean to, you know, Candy and Cynthia Bailey, and Porsha called her out on this situation. And then we have Marlo call her out and say, hey, you know, Miss Yovana from Clark, didn't you call me with Nene on the phone and you said, oh, listen to the Cynthia recording it? I vaguely remember you saying that. And so she was like, oh, there's no recording. So, you know, she was playing the field. I guess she was pretending, if we believe her, that, you know, she was lying to Nene and basically letting Nene know that she was recording the ladies, but she really wasn't. And so therefore, she lied to Nene, she lied to herself, she lied to the lady, she lied to us, and she lied to everybody. And, you know, and sometimes you can be in a predicament or a bad situation like this where you look completely guilty, but you're really not guilty like that. But at the end of the day, you know, she doesn't have the proof, and basically, you know, her character and her behavior and the things that she has done just doesn't make her believable, in my opinion. But there are people that do believe her, because in all the comments and the videos, everybody was like, yo's telling the truth. Yo's telling the truth. So, you know, people believe yo. I'm hard. So, but she very well may be telling the truth. Who knows? So anyway, she got Michael Sterling supporting her and Blase the third, and then we just have this shit where, you know, she said, Porsha, you better be careful because I got receipts that Nene was trying to set you up. And so that kind of like stumbled Porsha a little bit, where Porsha raised her hand halfway and said she got questions, where now Porsha is kind of believing her. At first it seemed like Candy Burris wasn't believing her. She didn't have her hand up. It felt like Candy Burris put her hand halfway up and put it up because it was pure pressure. In my opinion, I feel like that's why she did that. In my opinion, I could be wrong. Ella Johnson, that child lied. Her mother under the bus. Well, I let my judgment lap and my loyalty to Nene. Girl, bye. Hey, what's up, Apso? What's good with you? Nene is that person over there. Yeah, she said that too. Who said? Kenya Moore said that. Kenya Moore said Nene's that person over there, I think, or was it Yovanna? I hope Yovanna sent Porsha those text messages. That's what shaked Porsha up a little bit. Porsha was a little shaken up then, and Porsha would believe dogs fly. So, see, you got the ladies calling out Yovana there, where she told a story here. She told a story over here to, you know, Candy and Cynthia, that basically she was upset with Cynthia. So that's why, you know, she said what she said and she did what she did. Basically covering her tracks and covering Nene's tracks, if you think that she was trying to protect Nene, or if you think that she was just lying straight up and down. So we have that situation. But at the end of the day, Cynthia Bailey was like, I believe Yovana because Nene Leakes walked up and she left and she and defend herself. So the only thing we got to go by is what Yovana says. So we believe Yovana. She believes Yovana. I was like, go ahead, girl. You believe anything anyway. Shit. So, but she does have a good point, because why did you get up and why did you walk away? And she got up and she walked away because she probably felt, like we talked about yesterday, that the network is really trying to, you know, get at her and really blackball her like that. So now this girl Yovana was never supposed to come back, so now she's back, and therefore, you know, making her look bad. And then when they said that she wasn't going to come back, and she's not even, you know, a real character on the show, like she doesn't really have, you know, a contract or anything else, and she's at the reunion and nobody else was invited to the reunion. And then on top of that, you know, Nene Leakes sent a cease and desist letter to Candy, and to cut out that clip that Nene was talking about Candy or whoever she was talking about on her YouTube page. And then Bravo played it to make her look bad too as well. And then she got Lisa Bloom to sue, you know, or basically to work on her behalf, because she feels like she's being blackballed. So therefore, you know, Nene could have walked away because she felt like the tables, everybody was against her. And I think Nene does have paranoia too. But when you're in a high rate business like this with money, and, you know, people going ooh and eyeing and being on your side really counts of whether you get more money. You know, it is what it is. So that's one of the reasons why she could have walked away. And she also said that she was supposed to be wearing, you know, she was going to wear black, but they end up changing it to white. And she didn't know about it. And they told her, basically kind of telling her she couldn't wear white. And so she was thrown off her game, and she felt a certain type of way. So if you guys want to call in, call in. So this is where they raised their hand. So Porsha, she didn't have her hand up, and then later on she put her hand halfway up. Marlo didn't put her hand up, and you know, what's her? I was about to call, what's her name? Tanya, Cookie Lady. I was about to say Cookie Lady didn't put her hand up. But Eva got her hand all the way up, and then Candy got her hand halfway up, and you got Kenya Moore with her hand all the way up, and then, you know, Candy at the end, she put her hand a little bit higher, and then Porsha. So I got questions. I was like, Nene ain't gonna like that, girl. Oh, Lord have mercy. And then we got, you know, Nene Leakes on the phone. Basically, she wanted to talk and say what she needed to say. And Andy was like, I'm too through. I'm done. You know, and then you got Eva. You have Yo-Yo, you know, speaking and talking about laughing at Nene Leakes. Kenya Moore laughing at her like, girl, we ain't got time for you. We ain't got time for you, baby. You know what? Get on your square. So it is what it is. I was like, Candy doesn't like Yovana. Nene is rich, right? She shouldn't care about being fired. Nah, because rich people want to stay rich. And how you stay rich? You stay rich on a syndicated show that where you can promote your brand, and you got a machine behind you, and that's how people buy your products. When you're not on TV and you don't have a machine behind you, people forget about you. So it is what it is. That's why you think Candy ain't gonna never leave the show. She can promote all her brands. Kenya Moore can promote all her brands too as well. You know what I mean? Especially, and you got so many people watching, and then they want to see what you're texting, what you're saying. So this is how they stay rich, is by being on a popular TV show, and then and being on a popular network, and being a syndicated show. And when you put up your products and things like that, why you think Cynthia's promoting, you know, all the Cynthia model agency, you know, Bailey Q, people wouldn't know about it if it wasn't on, you know what I mean, the Bravo TV show. This is how you stay relevant. This is how you keep that money coming in. It is what it is. So I don't know what you guys think about the reunion. What do you guys think about part 2? I'm going to go on the show and give me a month. He ain't rich. She's living comfortable but not rich. Oh, yeah, and then when Nene said, put some respect on it, put some respect on my name, and she told the producers to put some respect on my name, and they said it, and she ain't coming back because she wants some respect on her name because they brought out Yovana, and Yovana didn't supposed to be brought out because she was told, which we saw, you know, her post to her Instagram, that Yovana was not supposed to ever bless the stage of Real Housewives of Atlanta because everybody was in the agreement that they didn't want her around. But it seems like Eva Marcel and Yovana are now good chummy, and her husband is actually, representing Yovana. And then kudos to, Eva husband for being the face of the firm, and he's doing his own private practice, and he's the face of the Johnny Cochran firm. And I love me some Johnny Cochran. I remember when Johnny Cochran came down here and got all these mother effers together. So, Eva's husband, she's found, they getting that money right. They getting that money right, baby. They getting their money right. Yeah, Nene walking off was legendary. And, Nene got a huge check for that. They said that they lost money because they were supposed to be a call for. Well, the line's open. If you want to call in, you can call in. The lines are open, baby. The lines are open. I think they're still outside cooking on the grill too as well. There's fireworks. Anybody got fire? Eva and Yovana can go. Part 3 was good. It's an ending to something that's really not an ending, because, you never got any answers or if anything, like, but if Nene was there, that still wasn't going to get any answers. There was not going to be a resolution to, Nene Leakes and Kenya Moore's friendship and everything else like that. There was not going to be, like, a resolve in that situation. Porsha did what she had to do. She stepped in and she was defending herself and Nene Leakes at the same damn time. And also Kenya Moore was doing her thing. She was throwing her jabs and her shots at, on Porsha Williams, and her jabs and her shots that she was throwing at Porsha Williams while Porsha was yelling and screaming. Porsha doesn't get Kenya Moore reads, and it's just like almost when, Phaedra Park reads. A lot of people don't get her reads when she's reading them because they don't understand what she's saying. They don't understand that she's giving her low blows. Who said the moose? Eva married up opportunist. Lord Ella Johnson, Eva yo. I can't go. I hope y'all are not black calling your sisters. You calling your black sisters a moose. We get this as a whole. That is not a good look. Wonderful peaches. Am I the only one that's still confused about Snake Gate? I guess so. There is no Snake Gate. There is no Snake Gate. The Snake Gate, there was no phone calls. I mean, there was no recordings. Allegedly there was recordings. It's all bullshit. That shit was, it did hit the fan though. They was rocking with the Snake Egg. That was a big part of the season 2 as well. And then you had all the ladies involved. And we had Eva Marcel. She apologized, to Marlo. And basically, because she thought it was Marlo all day, every day. So it is what it is. And then Marlo was taking her shots at Kenya. So it is what it is. They was not trying to hit a situation. So the phone lines are open. If you guys want to call in, please call in. We can get back to doing what we do, baby. You ready to talk your shit and stand in your shit? Are you ready? What do you think? Who you think was popping? Who do you think that got the star? Got the star for the part 3? Who got the star? Did Eva Marcel get the star? Did Kenya Moore get the star? Did Marlo get the star? Who got the star? Who represented for part 3? Who stood out the most to you on part 3? Y'all are too much. All right, the number's on the screen. Let me see. Is it 504? 504, 504. That reminds me of a Master P song. Thank you, my peeps, my peoples. I do appreciate you guys coming through from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for coming through. Thank you guys for coming through. I hope you guys have a wonderful Memorial Day. You have a wonderful Monday. If you ain't got to work tomorrow, you are all good and gravy. I don't know the holidays since we've been on quarantine, but it is what it is. You guys have a wonderful day. God bless y'all. Y'all stay up. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Monday. I'm going to go back outside and get on the grill and sit under the gazebo tent and do what I do, baby. I think Candy won this round because she kept it 100 with all of the chicks. You might be right. Thank you guys so much. The shit is going to hit the fan. It's going to get hot out here. This is going to be a hot summer for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's going to be hot. It's going to be